It was a perfect day for adventure. The sun was shining brightly, and a gentle breeze was blowing through the palm trees on a small tropical island far from the hustle and bustle of the mainland. Sonic the Hedgehog, Tails, Knuckles, and their friends Amy, Cream, and Cheese had all gathered for a well-deserved vacation. Little did they know that this peaceful island held a secret, an ancient treasure that had been hidden away for centuries. The group had arrived on the island the day before, setting up camp near the beach. The crystal-clear waters and white sandy shores were perfect for relaxation, but Sonic, being the thrill-seeker he was, quickly grew restless. As they explored the island that morning, Tails noticed something unusual, a large, weathered map tucked inside a hollow tree. The map was old and tattered, but the markings on it were still clear. It showed a path leading deep into the heart of the island, where a great treasure was supposedly hidden. "Looks like our vacation just got a whole lot more interesting," Sonic said with a grin, holding up the map for everyone to see. "Adventure time," Knuckles shouted, pumping his fists. He was always eager for a challenge. "Let's go, Sonic." Amy cheered, her excitement matching Knuckles. She was ready to take on whatever the island had to offer. Cream and Cheese, the lovable duo, were a bit more cautious, but still eager to join their friends on the journey. "I hope it's not too dangerous," Cream said softly, but Cheese chirped in agreement, ready to take on anything. The group set off, following the map's winding path through the lush jungle. The island was teeming with life. Brightly colored birds flitted between the trees, and exotic flowers bloomed all around them. The deeper they ventured into the jungle, the more the landscape changed. The trees grew taller and denser, and the undergrowth thicker, making it harder to see the path ahead. After what felt like hours of trekking, they finally reached the first challenge. In the middle of a clearing stood a massive stone door, covered in ancient runes. Tails examined the door closely. "It looks like a puzzle," he said, tracing his finger along the symbols. "Leave it to me," Knuckles said confidently. He placed his hands on the door and began shifting the stones around, aligning the runes to form a coherent pattern. After a few tense moments, there was a loud click and the door slowly creaked open. "Nice work, Knuckles," Sonic said, giving him a thumbs dash up. As they passed through the door, they entered a dimly lit cavern filled with strange, glowing crystals. The path ahead was narrow, and they had to move single file to avoid touching the crystals, which seemed to pulse with energy. The cavern echoed with the sound of dripping water, and their footsteps seemed unnaturally loud in the confined space. At the end of the cavern, they encountered the second challenge, a series of stepping stones across a deep, dark chasm. Each stone had a different symbol carved into it, and it was clear that stepping on the wrong one would send them plunging into the abyss below. Tails took the lead, studying the symbols carefully. "These symbols match the ones on the map," he said, pointing to a section of the map that showed a sequence of symbols. "We need to step on them in the right order." One by one, they carefully stepped across the stones, following Tails' instructions. The tension was high, but they made it across safely, their hearts pounding with adrenaline. On the other side of the chasm, they found a winding staircase that led them even deeper underground. The air grew cooler, and the light from the crystals dimmed as they descended. When they finally reached the bottom, they were greeted by the third challenge, a massive labyrinth made of twisting tunnels and hidden traps. "Looks like we'll have to split up," Sonic said, looking at the map. We'll cover more ground that way. The group divided into pairs: Sonic and Amy, Tails and Knuckles, and Cream with Cheese. Each pair took a different route through the labyrinth, solving puzzles and avoiding traps as they went. Sonic and Amy raced through their section, using their speed and agility to dodge spikes and rolling boulders. Tails and Knuckles used their strength and intelligence to outwit the traps, while Cream and Cheese relied on their quick thinking and teamwork to find their way through. After what felt like an eternity, they finally emerged from the labyrinth, each pair arriving at the center of the maze. In the middle of the chamber stood an ancient pedestal, and on it was the fourth challenge, a set of intricate gears and levers that needed to be aligned to open the final door. "Let's do this together," Sonic said, and they all worked as a team to solve the puzzle. The gears clicked into place, and the door slowly opened, revealing a hidden chamber filled with golden light. Inside the chamber, they found the treasure, a massive chest overflowing with gold coins, jewels, and, to their surprise, an abundance of delicious treats. The sight of the treasure made their mouths water, and they couldn't help but laugh at the unexpected bounty. As they were about to celebrate, the ground began to shake, and the entrance to the chamber started to collapse. "We've got to get out of here, fast," Sonic shouted. Grabbing as many treats as they could carry, the group raced out of the chamber, the walls crumbling around them. They sprinted back through the labyrinth, across the chasm, and out of the cavern, barely making it out before the entire cave collapsed behind them. Breathing heavily, they emerged back into the sunlight, their arms full of treasure and treats. "That was close," Amy said, wiping sweat from her brow. "But we did it," Tails said, grinning from ear to ear. The group returned to their camp on the beach, where they sat down to enjoy the spoils of their adventure. They shared the treats, laughing and recounting the challenges they had faced. As the sun set over the ocean, they knew that this was a day they would never forget, a day filled with excitement, teamwork, and the joy of discovering something truly special. And as they sat around the campfire that night, watching the stars twinkle in the sky, they knew that they had formed a bond that would last forever, no matter where their next adventure would take them.